Sometimes my work makes me feel like an old George Jones song. I don't know if y'all remember this one, but George used to sing something like, they call me the fireman. That's my name. And that's what I feel like sometimes, the fireman. These people put out this bad doctrine stuff, and I got to drive around all over town putting out these flames. And this is another one. This big article that just came out. Is the Pope gonna retire in 2020, ushering in a ancient prophecy? I think the article said Pope's 2020 resignation to fulfill 900-year-old doomsday prophecy question mark. I tell you what, Ronald Reagan said the closest thing to eternal life that we'll see on this side of the grave is a government program. I think it's a fear porn program. That's the closest thing to eternal life because they seem like they never ever go away. And this one's had more than its time in the sun, but it is fallen to me to ride in and right things, put out the fire, and set everybody straight on what's going on with this one. I want to remind you on Monday night, we've got Jay Campbell at 9 p.m. At 2 p.m. on Monday afternoon, we have Tim Kelly. He's going to be talking to us about some remarkable medicines. You know that I'm not a huge medicine guy, but here I am. And we're going to put this information out because it is important information. And plus, Tim and I have something in common. I got run out of the first conference that Global Witness did, and he got run out of the second one. Only he didn't get automatic weapons pointed at him that he knows of anyway. So we'll have some fun. We'll share some stories, and we'll talk about some medicine, and we'll hopefully try to give you some things to think about and give you some options maybe and it's something to ponder. And that's what it's all about. We're here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru, because that's what it's all about. You're not filled with original sin. You've got the spark of divinity within, and you're divine, you're sovereign, and you're free. So let's take a look at what I have prepared for you, ladies and gentlemen, because I think it's important. I think it's going to be very powerful. And I think it's something that is going to bring you maybe some chagrin, but it's going to be, in the end of the day, something that does help you. Is the Pope's 2020 resignation to fulfill a 900-year-old doomsday prophecy? I'm the Christian Whistleblower talking about an Express UK article from this month, December of 2019, or is it 1019? Deep into study on that fact. We'll be looking at it later. Will Francis step down in 2020? Well, there's this journalist. That looks like an O. I don't really like that. That's kind of like your bullet point, but it looks like an O. Journalist Austin Ivory says, I don't think there's ever been any doubt that he'll resign in 2020. Remember, this guy's a journalist, fake news. He made clear from the beginning that he regarded Benedict's act as a prophetic act of great modesty, and he would have absolutely no problem in doing the same. What was interesting was he was said to have gone on Mexican television in 2014 that he believed that he would have a short papacy of about 5 years. Of course, there's no accompanying footage for that, but anyway, now given that he was elected in 2013, then in 2017 he would have considered stepping down if nature hadn't intervened, whatever that nature was. So this is a fake news journalist who's been wrong before, who's been called into question for ethics and, anonymous quotations and things like that. So he says Francis is going to step down in 2020, and he cites a prophecy, which really is a very speculative prophecy. And it actually, the prophecy itself might not have been a prophecy at all. It might have just been good old-fashioned political intrigue. And we're here putting out the fires about the Pope's definitely going to resign, and it's definitely going to fulfill a 900-year prophecy that's definitely going to be true, Jeff. Come on, man. It's a 900-year-old prophecy, should be in quotes, made by a 12th century Archbishop Saint Malachi. Oh, yeah, now you know what I'm talking about. The Malachi prophecy, that one. Everybody's all excited about the Malachi prophecy. It's real, it's real, it's real. Oh, man. It says the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, the reign will be of Peter the Roman, who will feed his flock amid many tribulations, after which the seven-hilled city will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will join the people. And I like how they at least said the end, so we didn't have to wait for any more. I only have one problem, ladies and gentlemen. This prophecy is about Peter the Roman. This guy, not named Peter. This guy, not Roman. Oh, but Jeff, he's the one. Really? I find that pretty interesting because he's not Peter and he's not the Roman. Oh, but, says this intrepid fake news journalist, he's not Peter the Roman, but his father's name was Peter, actually Pietro. And his father was from Italy. Didn't say Rome, but he was from Italy, even though they moved to Argentina. So let me ask you a question. My dad's name is Donald Richard Daugherty. He moved from Cincinnati to Ohio, to Florida, where I was born and lived my whole life. Now, according to this journalist's logic, I would fit a prophecy about Donald the Cincinnatian. Am I Donald? No. Am I from Cincinnati? No. In fact, I don't believe I've ever stepped foot in Cincinnati. I am not Donald the Cincinnatian. He is not Peter the Roman, and that is just plain silly. So no, I'm not Donald the Cincinnatian, ladies and gentlemen. And the prophecy itself was very, very dubious. It was first published by Benedictine monk Arnold de Wyan. How would you like to go through life named Arnold de Wyan? 1595, attributing the claims to Malachi. But given the very accurate description of popes up to around 1590 and lack of accuracy for the popes that follow, historians generally conclude that the alleged prophecy is a fabrication written shortly before publication. One theory is that the prophecy's creation was put forward by a 17th century French priest, Louis Moreri, and it was spread by Cardinal Girolamo Simoncelli in support of his own bid to become pope during the 1590 conclave and to replace Urban VII. And in that prophecy, the pope following Urban VII has given the description ex antiquate urbis, or from the old city, and Simon Seltzi was from Orvieto, which in Latin is urb aetanum, old city. Dr. Morai and others promoted the prophecy was created in an unsuccessful attempt to demonstrate that Simoncelli was destined to be the Pope. So think Adam Schiff, think Nancy Pelosi, think that type of a thing when you're thinking about the great prophecy of Malachi. And ladies and gentlemen, my advice to you, don't bet the farm. And let me prophesy a little bit. Let me get into the prophecy mode. Serenity now. Serenity now. Boom, shakalaka, boom. Okay, now I'm in the prophecy mode. The only way, ladies and gentlemen, that Pope Francis goes out in 2020 is feet first. He's not resigning. This quote-unquote prophecy is old news. And it wasn't true when it was new news. And it's not true now that it is old news. It's just more sensationalistic journalism from a proven repeat offender being highlighted and used and stoked up by fear porners, by fear porn providers, and it's being eaten up by fear porn junkies. And they call me the fireman. That's my name. That's what I do. I'm here to put out the fires. The fires of boundless speculation. So will the Pope's 2020 resignation fulfill a 900-year-old prophecy, a doomsday prophecy? No. And that is my word on it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to fulfill a prophecy. It's the very height of silliness and stupidity. But what's not silly and what's not stupid and what's not fake news, the news that you heard about Mistech being at 30% discount instead of 20% discount, that's true. Two trees. I salute you. It really is at 30% discount between now and Christmas. That's 4 days. We should call it the 9 Nanya pre-rapture sale. Nanya says she's got 5 scriptures that points to a Christmas rapture, even though she's raising money for a broke-ass computer. So it's the 9 Nanya pre-Christmas sale for Mistech. You normally get 20% off. Now you get 30% off, but only up until the rapture, ladies and gentlemen. And if your beanie's too tight, Mistech can set you right. So go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Mistech logo, click on the Mistech tab. Halo and I have hand selected some great products for you, but if you don't find something to your liking there, you can go to mistech.net, decide what you want there, come back to jeffreydaugherty.com, and you can get your full 30% discount, but you must put your name. You must put the size. You must put the color. You must put your shipping address, and you must pay for it. And you must do it all in one step. So you only have 2 days, the Golden Report, to buy your awesome products before the rapture. No, you got 4 days. This is the 21st. The rapture won't happen until the 25th. And the funny thing is, I get people writing at me, how can you be so mean? She's so nice. It doesn't matter that she lies. The 2 people I pick on, one of them says the rapture's coming on Christmas and has prophesied at least 5 times that some comet is going to come that's never showed up. Maybe it hit her on the head and she's crazy. But the one says Christmas rapture. The other one says he's Michael the Archangel, and I get the hate mail. Figure that out, ladies and gentlemen. And if you do, please email me and explain it. So is the Pope retiring? No. Is he ushering in an ancient prophecy? No. Am I Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower? You bet your sweet bippy I am. Let's go to the chat room and see what you guys have to say. And if you hated the show, blame Tracy Dyer because she sent me the idea. And there's nothing like throwing Tracy into the bus when you get a good chance. So let's see what we've got in the chat room. Let's see what we got. Tracy says, I don't make the news. I just deliver the links. Boom. There you go. Merry Christmas to you and your family, says Arnold Schmidt. Thank you, Arnold. Wait. Pope retiring? No, he's not. Don't worry. No, another pope's not retiring. Light popes, dark popes, in between popes. No, they are not retiring, ladies and gentlemen. He's the puppet pope, the spokesmodel for the Vatican and its handlers. Interesting. And I agree with that, of course. Longer, Jeff, longer. I don't know what you mean by that, Tracy, but I'm sure you will tell me. Benedict was retired, the Pope before this, Francis. Yes, that's exactly right, Jay Armstrong. I'm in SoCal Mountains on vacation. Ooh, have a great time. And I'm glad that you're listening while on vacation. Unconscious Creator says, I'm not sure I trust this guy if Tracy wasn't here. LOL. That's really interesting, Unconscious Creator. Thanks for sharing and thanks for being here. We don't know what we'd do without you. Happy equinox from Winter Springs, Florida. Nice to see you. Jay will be back Monday night. You guys do great together. Thank you. I appreciate. And no, the Pope's not retiring. Let's see. Camel Tube 9429. Did he collect the fees? What a putz. Did he collect all the fees? Of course he got paid. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that here today. My reaction is why and who cares? Toth 777. I am with you, brother. Is he? I don't know. If he does, I don't care. But somebody says this will be his 7th year. So what, King of Kings? He didn't say he was going to retire in 7 years. That crazy journalist said he was going to retire in 7 years. You don't tell a lie and then use that lie as a basis for the next lie that you tell. Z Golden says he was going to report on it. Yeah, I didn't want to, Z Golden, but I kind of have to because I'm the only one that puts out the fires that these neo-Jesuits start. So what else do we got here? Did he, or is this speculative? You might want to listen before you question. But anyway, they're trying to promote the pedo church with end time fake prophecy. They're trying to at least distract us. Absolutely. I'm hoping for a 2020 Pope perp walk. I don't know, Tracy. I think you'd get a Pope swallowing Walter PPK before you'd get a Pope walk. That's just my guess. Or no, he doesn't have the guts to shoot himself. He'd probably take some sleeping pills and they'd say that he died in the middle of the night. Or wouldn't it really be appropriate if he died while doing that? What do they call that thing? Erotic asphyxiation. That would be really the way that it should be. But fantasies. We just don't live in a perfect world, and you can't expect the Pope to die from autoerotic asphyxiation. That's just too much that's too much rose-colored glasses. That's too much puppy dogs and rainbows to ever expect anything that wonderful to happen. So, alas, we go back to the real world, ladies and gentlemen. I'd love to see him give a proclamation. Yeah, I would too. That's not going to happen. Do you think perhaps the powers that be have already scripted something that seems to be unfolding before our eyes to coincide with what is in place with just some tweaking to fit? I think they want it, Monica, but I think that we are being effective enough that we're throwing it off. And if we could just convince people to stop watching fear porn, stop subscribing to fear porn, stop listening to and wondering about and supporting people that talk about Christmas raptures and Archangel Michael, we could get it done a lot better, a lot faster, and a lot sooner. But we will still do it. We will still do it. Two Trees, again, I thank you very much for that super chat donation. I appreciate it so much. And he might have the orange bullet cyanide bracelet. That's the new thing that Tracy brought up, that Nancy Pelosi's orange bullet bracelet that she always shows, which of course they call President Trump the Orange Man, and the bullets are orange. I think it's her making veiled opinions and veiled references to assassinating the president, which is horrible, ladies and gentlemen, and should be completely, she should be arrested. But at any rate, Tracy was advancing the story, or at least talking about the story, that it was actually cyanide capsules in case she gets perp walked. So that's the answer to your Pope perp walk. And since Francis and Nancy both apparently have the same cosmetologist, from looking at that picture, I don't think she'd perp walk either. I don't think she would perp walk either, ladies and gentlemen. Dang, the 25th. I'm supposed to be moving into my new home on the 26th. Doesn't that suck? You missed your new house by 1 day. Damn you, Jesus. Why did you have to come back on the 25th? Couldn't you have at least waited till the 27th so I could have spent some time in my new home? That Jesus, so selfish, always hanging around, want everybody to worship him. Do you know what the last words of Jesus Christ were? Some say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. No, his very last words were, oh God, they're allowing me, Sam Kennison confirmed that. Those were the last words of Jesus. Come on. Think about it, folks. Of course they were. All right. Could you give some real insight into Pope Francis? No, probably not. Probably not. Because I don't think it's worth the time. Yes, do take advantage of your 30% discount, and it's only until Christmas. Let's see. Not so much, Valerie. If you really were waiting patiently for your mistake, you wouldn't have said it in the chat, but that's okay. Thank you for waiting. Sometimes it does take a little bit. Jeff did not say the Pope retired. I think Northwest Rigging Specialist is pulling a funny. Jeff did not say that. Jeff did not say that. Tracy says the days are getting longer, not shorter. That's not how I was told it works. It's winter. So the days are getting shorter. The daylight is getting shorter. That's the way I understood it working. But anyway, maybe not. That's just what I heard, ladies and gentlemen. But as a nice segue, because my light goes off, not only is Mistech a must in your life, but I think you should go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the fluffy logo, Focused Life Force Energy, and I can't even explain what it does. It's hard to explain what it does. That's why they give you a 15-day free trial on your cell phone and a 15-day free trial on your home. So you can really experience it. It's like trying to describe what chocolate tastes like to somebody that's never tasted chocolate. It's hard to explain. How do you explain a more nurturing environment? How do you explain a higher frequency environment? How do you explain a higher modulation? How do you explain a higher D than the D that you're in? Well, the best way is to experience it 15 days for free. You don't even have to list a credit card. So go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Mistech logo for the bracelets, and click on the fluffy logo for the Focus Life Force Energy product. Tracy says cyanide. Yep. I think we just covered the cyanide, and my chat jumped. So I don't want to miss anything that you folks say. I don't want to miss anything you folks say. Let me get back into the right spot. We're talking about a bus. I'm not sure what the bus is. The short bus, probably. Oh, did she put out a video today? Oh, that's interesting. I guess she got enough money to get her computer fixed. Let's all have a golf clap for her. All righty, that's great. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Donna Gracie ordered a bracelet. Perfect. I think you'll really enjoy it. What are my thoughts on Trump's impeachment? He hasn't been impeached yet. I'm waiting for the yelling and the screaming. He hasn't been impeached yet. Impeachment is when it's voted on by the House and the charges are sent to the Senate. The charges have not been to the Senate. So as of this moment, and I did say that Trump would not get impeached, and I did say if he did get impeached, he would not be convicted in the Senate. I said that years ago. And I'm still right, because he hasn't been officially impeached, because they have not sent the charges to the Senate, and they may not. They're talking seriously about it. I think Pelosi and Schiff got together and said, you know what? I remember Jeff, the Christian whistleblower, said he wasn't going to get impeached. So we can't send these things to the Senate because Jeff has proven 99.87% correct. And it would be a mistake because he's never wrong. So that might be the reason why, folks, they haven't sent those charges to the Senate. And again, I think they may not do it, ladies and gentlemen. They may not do it. Let's see. Did the webinar for Mistech happen already? Not sure what you're talking about, Barry, but you can still go and click on the tab and get your Mistech bracelets. What else we got here? Pope on a rope. We don't sell any of that, ladies and gentlemen. Quit watching porn. I don't care if you watch porn, but don't watch fear porn. Fear porn's worse for you than porn. So if you got to choose between the two, don't watch fear porn, ladies and gentlemen. And what else we got? Yeah, John Travolta was a good Archangel Michael in a movie. He was. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Not a problem. Never watch that crap anyway. Good for you. And what else do we have here? Who wants to get into the Pope? Not me. What else have I got? What else have I got? We got some good stuff coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. Trevin Combs must be new here because You obviously don't do much research. St. Malachi's prophecy has not been 100% right. Didn't you just hear what I said? It was right up until 1590. It's been wrong since 1590. Please try to keep up with the program. That way you don't get embarrassed publicly, ladies and gentlemen. You get it on the phone by ordering it. It's super easy, and even super easy. So what else now? The dog ate the paperwork. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sure what that means. Schiff, Schumer, Pelosi will all be snorting cocaine in the basement of Capitol Hill. Come on, Delaney, they've been done doing that. And what else we got here? This is my 4th day with C60 Purple Power Avocado Oil. You mean like this? C60 Purple Power Avocado Oil? I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I've been almost 2 months on it now. And if you notice, my hair is turning not so gray anymore. It's actually beginning to go back to brown. I don't know if that's got from the C60 Purple Power, but I feel better. I feel stronger. I feel faster. I've heard that this is even good for your libido, but I don't know because I don't need any help. But maybe that explains why I'm virile, vigorous, and potent. I don't know. It could. Stole that from G. Gordon Liddy, if you all remember him back in the Dizzle. But yeah, the C60 Purple Power. You can go to jeffreydaugherty.com. You can click on the Purple Power logo and use the code TCW10. You get 10% off. And no, I was not joking. I am virile. I am vigorous. And I am potent. Boom. And I have witnesses. Well, I got one witness. And what else we got here? I saw impeach. Let's quit talking about my potency and start talking about something impotent. Let's see what else we got here. Watch out for January 20th. They're going to be protesting against the governor's gun control laws. Okay, cool. Where did I see that? Nancy delayed the impeachment because they have nothing and want to spread more lies. No, Ziegel and reports, because they heard that I said they wouldn't do it, so they said they got to stop doing it. Of course, I say that with tongue in cheek, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like a little moonwalking will be occurring when the whole impeachment thing. Yeah, I agree. If the Democrats realize if Trump gets to speak, Trump can call the witnesses. Yeah, if it goes to the Senate, it's a trial, and they could call a lot of witnesses. And can you imagine with all the bitching and moaning and crying and whining of why didn't all the witnesses we called show up, and they subpoena Joe, Crazy Joe, or Crazy Joe's little boy? How can you say you got to show up to a subpoena and then have Crazy Joe and Crazy Joe's little boy not show up? It gets really, really deep, ladies and gentlemen. It gets really, really deep. So I'm sticking by my original prediction. They're not going to impeach President Trump. Cecilia says, try earthing yourself. Oh, you mean like going into freezing water every single day for 2 minutes? Is that the kind of earthing you mean? Boom. Dude, I'm all about earthing. Luann Hoffman's sister is a nun, which is really none of our business, but she's extremely hooked up. I didn't think nuns hooked up. I thought that was part of being a nun, that you don't hook up. But anyway, she doesn't care for Ratzinger, but he's not dead. So he's the actual Pope, not Francis, except Ratzinger quit and they voted in Francis. So coming from a purely Catholic political standpoint, then Francis is the Pope. Ratzinger's not the Pope. He did quit. He did walk out. So really, we got two popes, which is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Personally, I prefer Anthony Hopkins and Jeremy Irons, like the new movie. And then we've got Lisa all cross because she's a Democrat and they're getting their asses handed to them. But that's okay, Lisa. I know that you Democrats have issues, and that's okay because I got tissues. Take all you need. Take all you need. Let's see. Tomorrow, I don't care about what days are shorter or longer because I am impervious to time. It's true. If Trump gets impeached by the House and not the Senate, his first term is nullified and he can't run again. He can run again. Well, I don't know about that, but I know that Mike Huckabee thinks that Mike Huckabee wants to be in charge of Trump 2024. Give us 4 more. I think that's very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting. Francis was a talking mule. Do you think Nostradamus' prophecy? No. I think Nostradamus was a Jesuit. Nostradamus was a fool, and so is anybody that follows Nostradamus or speaks about Nostradamus. I've been right more than Nostradamus. You got to be stupid and lazy to believe in Nostradamus. Aren't you sorry you asked me about Nostradamus? But I bet, you know what? I'd get even hotter if it weren't for one thing: Hero Soap. If you go to jeffreydaugherty.com and click on the Hero Soap logo, you will get the best organic soap made by veterans, and it still benefits veterans, and it'll make you smell so great because, folks, it's no use unindoctrinating your mind if your butt is still smelly. So please, for the love of all that is holy, go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the American flag logo, Hero Soap. Let freedom clean, ladies and gentlemen. Let freedom clean. Let's see. Give us 7 Trumps. Sorry, the Romans gave you those, and we're not playing that game anymore. Ratzinger quit the business chair, not the holy chair. That's speculative, Bob, but that's okay. I don't care if there's 20 popes. We're taking all 20 of them down. And it was a stupid question. I'm sorry. The goal is to get the House back, and they may have just helped us, ladies and gentlemen, towards getting the House back, because I think they are in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. And somebody says, Jeffrey for president. Let me just let you know that if nominated, I will not run. If elected, I will not serve. We'll let President Trump do it. He's doing it better than I could, ladies and gentlemen. Is the Pope retiring? No. Is he ushering in an ancient prophecy? No. Is Malachi's prophecy real? No. Is it all fear porn? Yes. What's the background I have behind me? You tell me. And Tracy Dyer says, thank everything that is holy. And I certainly agree with that, ladies and gentlemen. So tomorrow morning, we've got, and you know, this whole Trump orange thing, I challenge you. Look at the news coverage. Everything you see has got a huge orange filter on Donald Trump. He's really not that color, ladies and gentlemen. It's another one of the fake news media's game. And I've seen him up close, face to face. So there you go. Schiff does look like one of Dracula's minions. Igor. It's Igor. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Pope's not retiring. No ancient prophecy. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. We're here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, to be your own guru. I am reminding you, you're not filled with original sin. You've got the spark of divinity within. You're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. Sunday morning, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central, we've got the Not Your Normal Sunday show with Wayne Steiger. Looking forward to that. Monday, 2 p.m., Tim Kelly talking about medicines and recovery from addiction and just taking the next step in your spiritual walk. And then Monday night, 9 p.m., high energy, Jay Campbell is back in the house, ladies and gentlemen, back in the house. Don't listen to the fear porn. Forget the fear porn. Move past the fear porn, and it'll be a better world. There's over 40,000 of us. We can win today and write a better tomorrow. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. And I'm just encouraging you, ladies and gentlemen, to get busy. You're winners, and we are winning in this world. I'll see you again, maybe tonight, not sure, but for sure tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. with Wayne Steiger. Forget Malachi's prophecy. Forget Pope's retiring. It doesn't matter. The only question you've got to answer is, are you ready to move from this realm to the next? Are you divine enough, sovereign enough, and free enough to be able to decide where you go and not be herded, led, or guided to where someone else wants you to go? That's the big question that you've got to answer for yourself. And that's what I'm trying here to prepare you for. Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you are subscribed. And there's never been a better day than today to unindoctrinate yourself. So let's get busy.